Well, Thal, now that Republicans will be soon running the show on Capitol Hill, the White House says it plans to back off those controversial executive orders and apparently try to work more closely with Congress. Any chance lawmakers will reciprocate, and will the White House change of heart, if there is one, work? Alan Colmes is host of the Alan Colmes Show and a Fox News contributor. Lisa Boothe, the senior director of the BlackRock Group. Lisa, hi, let me start with you. I mean, what happened to I-1? What happened to using the pen? I mean, is this a real change of heart by the administration, or are they backed into a corner?
No, this is a farce. Look, just a couple of days ago, President Obama threatened Republicans with his veto authority. He said that he wasn't afraid to use his veto authority this Congress. And look, by moving forward on executive action on immigration, he sent a message to Republicans that it's my way or the highway. And so, not only was that a slap in the face to the majority of Americans who opposed that action, but it's also a slap in the face to Republicans. So they're not really getting started off on the right foot here. But here's my hope. My hope is that President Obama takes a page out of President Clinton's playbook and works with the Republican-led Congress to get some big things done. If you remember, Bill Clinton worked with the Republican-led Congress on welfare reform and cutting spending. So my hope is that President Obama does his job and works with the Republican-led Congress.
Alan, is there a possibility that the current president can take a page, as Lisa says, out of Clinton's playbook, or LBJ, sit down and, go like this, or work with Congress?
I'm confused because when he does executive orders, Republicans like Lisa are upset that he's doing executive orders and isn't working with Congress. And now he says, look, I'm going to work with Congress, and that's not good enough. I'm curious to know what he could say that would make the other side happy. Apparently nothing, because when he says, I want to work with Congress, they don't believe him. And when he does the opposite, that's not good either. So apparently nothing is going to satisfy Republicans. Nothing.
Go ahead, Lisa.
Alan, we know that actions speak louder than words here. So President Obama can say whatever he wants, and that's great lip service, but he's not putting those words into action, and that's where the problem lies, and you know that.
Well, it would be very nice if indeed he had a Congress he could work with, as opposed to the new incoming majority leader of the Senate, who initially said at the beginning of the presidency, my #1 political objective is to get Obama out of office. They haven't wanted to work with him. You've got a Tea Party that John Boehner can't control. And John Boehner, by the way, 60% of Republicans in the country don't want him renewed as Speaker. But, they don't want to work with him. I hope they will work with the president. I think the question isn't, will the president work with Congress, but will Congress, including the new Republican majority in the Senate, be willing to work with the president?
Well, Lisa, what do you think is going to happen? I mean, look, Keystone XL is going to be job #1 by the Republicans.
Absolutely.
He'll veto that. Obamacare and other Affordable Health Care Act type of laws will be sent up to his Oval Office desk. He'll veto that. Is that working with Congress or vice versa?
Well, here's the thing. I think, especially with the Keystone Pipeline, I think we'll be able to get enough Democrat votes to override that veto threat. And here's another thing. We might actually be able to get something done on repealing the medical device tax. I know there's enough support from Democrats probably to make that happen. So hopefully that puts some pressure on President Obama, and it's also incredibly unpopular. Another area where hopefully we can work together, and where President Obama has at least, again, with the lip service, said that he is interested in working on, is tax reform. And that's an incredibly important issue. And, there seems to be at least a shared desire to work on tax reform. So hopefully they can work together. The country's facing some big problems, and I think all Americans would like to see that.
All right, Alan, finally, I mean, do you think that they can share that?
Oh, well, I think Lisa's got a point. There are areas like tax reform that they can work together. By the way, he hasn't said yet he'd veto the pipeline. I hope he does if they have enough votes to override it. God bless them.
It's a job creator.
But it's not. That's ridiculous. It's not a job creator. A job creator would be jobs bills that Republicans have actually turned down since Obama's been president. And by the way, jobs are coming back. The economy's coming back. President's got the best approval ratings he's had in 13 months. So as the economy improves, he will continue probably to improve his approval rating. So,
all right, Alan and Lisa, that'll have to be it. Wait till the State of the Union on January 20th. Thanks
we'll know
so
a lot
much.
more then.
Okay.
Thank you for having us.
Happy New Year.